Welcome to the Happy Black Woman Podcast, the show for ambitious Black women who want it all. I'm your host, Rosetta Thurman, and my mission is to educate, inspire, and empower Black women all over the world to create amazing lives and successful businesses. As a mindset coach and business mentor, I teach you how to achieve your big goals faster than you ever thought possible. And if you're ready to transform your mindset, get out of your own way, and become the woman you know you were meant to be, you are definitely in the right place. Now let's get into the show. Hello and welcome to episode number 107. I hope that you had a wonderful holiday weekend. I actually had family in town from the East Coast and we had so much fun. It was my mom and her husband, my sister and her man, and my boyfriend's mom all together for the weekend. We cooked, we ate, we played games, we laughed. We went to see the new Jumanji movie with Kevin Hart and The Rock, which was so good. And we really just enjoyed each other. And it was actually the first time in years that I spent Christmas with both my mom and my sister. And I'm so grateful that we were able to have that time together. So now with Christmas out of the way, we have the new year upon us. We're in the last week of December. January 1st will be here before you know it, and I was thinking of what I wanted to share with you around my thought process as I'm setting my goals and my intentions for 2018. I don't do resolutions per se. Something never rubbed me right about that word, but I do like to make sure that I am looking at not just the actual goals I want to reach, but also the emotions that go into it, the mindset shifts that have to happen for me to get what I want. And so today I want to share with you a bit more about how to ensure that you can achieve your goals in the new year. In the last episode 106, 3 Ways to End the Year Strong, I gave you an outline for a process to end the year on a high note. And I gave you a resource called my annual review preview reflection guide, which you can get for free at reviewpreviewguide.com. Now that guide will help you reflect on the past year and set some intentions for the new year. And so in today's episode, I want to extend that conversation and talk about 3 mindset shifts to make so that 2018 can be your best year ever. 3 mindset shifts to make so that 2018 can be your best year ever. And here's where I'm going with this, where I'm coming from with this. We often set goals and we have these different things that we want to accomplish, achieve, milestones we want to reach. And we get so focused on the goal itself. I want to get a raise, get a new job, make more money, find a husband, lose the weight, the 25.5 pounds, and we don't often think about what it's going to take from us emotionally and mindset-wise to actually achieve that, to actually accomplish that. It doesn't just happen by you taking action, because what happens when you procrastinate? What happens when you get knocked down? What happens when you get discouraged? You have to have the mindset of the woman who can achieve those goals. And so today I want to talk about mindset shifts. And the question that I would invite you to ask yourself as you're setting your goals for the new year is this: who do you need to be to achieve your goals in 2018? Who do you need to be to achieve your goals in 2018? It should be obvious, but I'll say it. You cannot achieve the big goals you have for the new year with the same mindset and attitudes that you had this year. You can't take the same procrastination and fear and doubt that you had in 2017 into 2018 and expect things to be different. I think it was Einstein that said that doing the same thing over and over, yet expecting a different result, is the definition of insanity. And I couldn't agree more. I want you to avoid the pain of having the same goals and dreams and desires year after year after year and never getting any closer to what you want. And the way to do that is to go beyond the surface. I want this, I want that, I want to reach this milestone, I want to lose this weight, I want to do this. Like, you keep writing the same goals over and over again, many of us year after year after year, and it becomes very demoralizing and depressing. So let's dig a little deeper and be honest with ourselves about who do I need to become? What kind of mindset do I need to have to truly accomplish these goals that I've been writing down year after year, month after month, and being disappointed with myself? What has to change so that 2018 can be different? Because I'm not interested in talking about the same stuff at the end of next year. I want to have bigger and more empowering conversations. So here are 3 things that I'm thinking about as I strive to go to the next level in my own life and business for 2018. Now, before I get to the 3 strategies for today, I do have a special announcement about one of our upcoming events. I am so excited to be hosting my annual Manifest Your Vision 3-day mindset retreat. It's happening January 12th through the 14th in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and you are invited. Registration will be finished on December 29th. So that is the last day you can grab your ticket by going to our website at manifestyourvision.com. It is truly 3 days of personal development workshops that are going to help you develop your vision, discover your purpose, break through your barriers, and take inspired action to manifest your dream life. I hope to see you there. Registration ends December 29th. Go to manifestyourvision.com. So here are the 3 mindset shifts that you can use to make 2018 your best year ever. Number 1, raise your standards and expect more out of life. Raise your standards and expect more out of life. So many women feel guilty about wanting more or for thinking big. But the problem is we don't think big enough. We don't ask enough from life, and we end up feeling dissatisfied and unfulfilled as a result. If you want to truly get what you want in 2018, you have to raise your standards. You can't make it okay to be unhappy at your job anymore. It can't be okay to be unhappy in your relationship anymore. It can't be okay to be 50 pounds overweight anymore. To raise your standards means that you call yourself to a higher level. It's no longer enough for you to do the bare minimum in your life, and it's no longer enough for you to accept the bare minimum either. One of the areas that I want to raise my standards in for 2018 is my health and wellness. It's been okay for me to not exercise regularly for years, and the only way that I'm going to make that part of my new lifestyle is for me to raise my standards, to make it normal for me to exercise several times a week, to make it normal for me to eat healthy several times a week and not something that's unusual. When you raise your standards for any area of your life, you start to expect more from yourself and from the results that you are going to get. So raise your standards and expect more out of life. There's no such thing as thinking too big. If you can think it, if you can desire it, then it is possible for you. But you have to raise your standards and stop accepting and expecting the bare minimum, especially for those of you who want to switch jobs, up-level your business. It can no longer be okay for you to just get by. It has to be a new normal for you to thrive. All right. Number 2, set boundaries and enforce them. Set boundaries and enforce them. If you are going to achieve the goals that you have to become the kind of woman who sets boundaries and enforces them. When someone tries to come into your space with their negativity, with their low vibe energy, with their doubts and their questions, you have to be able to Enforce a boundary around your mindset. Enforce a boundary around your energy. Enforce a boundary around who you allow to spend time in your space. And for many women, it's so hard to do that because we want to be liked. We want to make people happy. We want everybody to be okay. We have been injected with this people-pleasing gene and it makes it really difficult to set boundaries in the first place, but also to enforce them. Many of you may have boundaries, but it's important to enforce them. So one of the ways that I have had to up-level in this area is around family. Whenever I think there's going to be a negative conversation or someone in my family that is asking all these questions about my goals and really almost shooting them down, it's important for me to be able to set a boundary of how much time I spend with them on the phone and to be able to end the conversation without getting upset. A lot of people have family members and friends, colleagues in their life that will just sit there and bring them down. But if you are going to achieve the big goals you have for 2018, you can no longer allow those conversations to happen. Another boundary that it's important to set will be around your time. If you want to build anything, a business, if you want to write your book, if you want to set new habits for your health, you're going to have to find more time. You're going to have to find time before work, after work, on your lunch break, on the weekends, during holidays, during your vacation time. And that's going to require you to set boundaries with other people because they may be used to you giving them your time. They may be used to you sacrificing your me time for them. And so you're going to have to set boundaries for people and say, you know what, after work is my time. I'm actually not going to go and pick up your kids. You're going to have to find someone else to do that. I'm actually not going to be able to take you to work in the mornings because your car broke down. I have to do something else. So it really requires you to stop with the people-pleasing behavior and set boundaries for yourself. Otherwise, you're never going to get the kind of time and energy that's necessary to achieve those goals. There's never, a lot of people, they say, well, I wish I just had more time. It's not that you need more time because no one gets more time. You have 24 hours in a day. If anybody can crack that code, let me know. So you have to use your 24 hours wisely. And if you have been slow to achieve your goals in the past or you're not moving forward as fast as you want, it's not that you need more time. That's not something that you're able to get. You can't get more time, but what you can do is set boundaries around your time and your energy, because when your energy is depleted, it feels like you don't have any time when really you don't have any energy. So set boundaries and enforce them. And number 3, my favorite, make your goals non-negotiable and unconditional. Make your goals non-negotiable and unconditional. When your goals are non-negotiable and unconditional, it means that you are willing to do whatever it takes to achieve them. It means that you are willing to get resourceful. It means you are willing to drop the excuses. It means that you are willing to stay up late or get up early or ask someone for help. When I say non-negotiable, I mean that in previous years, it may have been totally okay for you to forfeit your weight loss goals and say, maybe next year I'll make that happen. Or it may have been okay in the past for you to procrastinate on starting your business. Say, well, next year it might be a better time for me. Or it may have been okay for you to stay in the job for another year because then you'll be vested in your whatever and you can look for a job after that. But when something is non-negotiable, when your goals, your dreams are non-negotiable, it means that there is no next year. There is no later. There is no better time. It's now. and you don't allow yourself to negotiate with yourself to let the opportunities and the possibilities pass you by. Now, when your goal is not only non-negotiable, but it's unconditional, that means that there are no conditions around which you would stop pursuing that goal. There are no conditions that would come up for you that would cause you to stop taking action, to stop taking steps towards your goal. And that doesn't mean every day you're going to make leaps and bounds, but it means that if your goal is unconditional, you're not going to put your goal or your dream or your desire on the back burner. It doesn't matter if you don't feel like it. It doesn't matter if it gets difficult or challenging because it's unconditional. So many of us have goals that are conditional, meaning that I am so fired up to write my book as long as it's easy, as long as I don't have writer's block, as long as nobody says anything negative about the title of my book, then I am ready to go. But as soon as somebody says, girl, are you sure you want to tell your story? You start doubting. And then you put the book on the back burner for 2 more years. When your goal is conditional, you get so excited about starting your business. It's January. I'm finally going to get this business off the ground. I know it's going to be successful. Until somebody makes a negative comment on your Instagram post about launching your business. Or you get some negative feedback from your announcement email that you send out to all of your network, or you launch your first product or service and no one buys it. And then you start to doubt, and then you start to retreat back to that smallness. When your goals are unconditional, none of that matters. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter how much it costs. It doesn't matter what anyone says about it. You know that you are meant to do this. You know that you are supposed to go this route. You know that you were created for this, and nothing is going to stop you. Not in 2018. You let it stop you before, but now is a different time. This year is a different year, and you get to be a different woman. And that is why we're answering the question. We're going deeper, and we're asking ourselves, who do you need to be? Who do you need to become? Who do you need to evolve into so that you can achieve your big goals in 2018? It's going to require some mindset shifts, and that's why I've offered you 3 to start with today. You can journal around them. You can create your own versions of these. But just to recap, number 1 is raise your standards and expect more out of life. Number 2, set boundaries and enforce them. And number 3, make your goals non-negotiable and unconditional. And when you call yourself to a higher standard, when you are able to set boundaries to protect yourself and your energy and your time, and you make your goals something that will never take the back burner ever again, you are well on your way to your best year ever. Thank you for listening, and have a wonderful New Year celebration. I'll see you in 2018. Thank you for listening to the Happy Black Woman podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, there are 2 things you can do. Number 1, leave me a rating and review on iTunes. It would mean so much to me, and it would help so many more women find the show so they can be inspired as well. Number 2, join our private Facebook community where you can meet hundreds of like-minded women from around the world. To join the group, go to happyblackwomantribe.com. And until next time, remember, you can do anything you want with your life, and no one can stop you but you.